guys, today I'm going to show you how to draw the skateboard on copy paper or 8.5 by 11-inch paper. So if you're at home and you're needing to start the skateboard, you're going to get 2 pieces of printer paper or copy paper, whatever you want to call it, okay? This skateboard, it's going to look like this when it's finished. Right now, I just basically have the skateboard deck, and I made a little spot for the wheels that I can show you in a later video. Wheels are going to be optional, but I think they look pretty cool on the skateboard, so you'll have to kind of make that determination later if you would like wheels or not. All right, so let's get started on the actual drawing or the actual measuring. So you're going to need some tape. You're going to take the 2 pieces of copy paper, and you're not going to overlap them, but you're going to put them right next to each other as best as you can. I would put some small pieces of tape. It does need to be pretty straight, so do this to the best of your ability. If you don't have Scotch tape, you could use masking tape or painter's tape or even electrical tape, as long as it's on the back. So I put the tape right here. I'm going to flip it over so that when I'm on this side, there's absolutely no tape on this side. I'm going to go ahead and get my ruler and a pencil. So here is my ruler. All right, so I'm going to start on this left side, and I'm going to pull the paper so my ruler is actually on the table. It's not on the paper. And I'm going to line it up with the top. You can see I've lined it up with this top corner here. And I'm going to make 2 marks. And I'm going to make a mark at the 2-inch point, which is the long line after the 2, against the edge of the page. So here's 2 inches. I'm going to write 2 inches right here so that you can kind of get an idea if you forget, but you do not need to write these numbers. All right, I'm going to make a mark then at 7. So the long line after the 7, so here's my mark right here for 7. You don't need to make your marks as dark as mine. It's just that I'm doing this kind of for your benefit. All right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my ruler over a little bit, almost, not quite in the middle, maybe 1/4 of a way down. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make a mark at the 2-inch and the 7-inch. Same thing here. I'm going to just keep moving my ruler down until I feel like, it's about 3/4 of the way down. I'm going to make a mark at 2-inch and 7-inch. Notice that I'm keeping my ruler flush with the top. If you start going like this, your measurements are going to be wrong. So you have to keep it aligned with the top. Okay, then when I get towards the end, what I'm going to do is, and my paper is kind of folding over here, I'm going to almost put it at the edge, but not quite. And I'm going to line it with the top, and I'm going to make a mark at 2 inches and 7 inches. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these all together. So I'm going to turn my paper, because honestly, I think it's easier like that. And I'm going to put my ruler on the top mark, and then on the next mark that I did several marks, because this is only a 12-inch ruler. Okay, so I drew my line. I move it over. I'm going to line it with the top mark and my next mark. And I'm just basically connecting these together. I'm going to scoot it up and figure out where I stopped. I'm going to connect it with the next mark. So I don't have like a 36-inch ruler, so I'm using a 12-inch ruler to help me out here. Now, it should be pretty straight. If it's not, if it's a little off, that's fine, but if it's majorly off, you're probably going to need to go back and remeasure. And then last but not least, let me move my cursor there. I will go ahead and use the ruler to connect it to the edge. All right, so when I'm done, well, I'm not done yet, but I'm close to done. I basically have an even line across it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make sort of like an arced line at the end to make the edge of the skateboard deck. So I just take my paper, turn it a little bit, go ahead and make an arced line to the best of my ability. I would draw light because you might need to erase this. I'm drawing a little bit darker so that you can see it on the screen, but I would definitely not start this dark. And I messed up a little on that side, so I would fix that. Okay, then I go to my other side. I'm going to draw an arced line again. And when I'm finished, I'm going to go ahead and take my big eraser if I have one. If not, just use the back of your pencil. And I am going to erase the line that goes to the edge. So now it is going to look like a giant skateboard deck. Just like this. Remember, you don't need to have these, I wrote 2 inches and 7 inches just so you'd remember, but you don't need to have those on there. Okay, then if you want to add the wheels, you're going to go ahead and watch that video on how to draw the wheels. If you do not want to, then you would go and make sure you have your sketch worksheet done and you could start drawing on your actual project. If you have questions, feel free to email me, hallkr@foxc6.org. Thanks so much.